Hello, beautiful wild woman. Welcome back to the Wild Woman podcast. I am your host, Hannah Furore, and I am so very delighted to welcome you back for episode 3. First and foremost, my gratitude for every single one of you who has been reaching out, celebrating with me, left 5-star reviews, or just let me know through my socials and left little comments in my inboxes that you have been really enjoying the first 2 episodes of this gorgeous audio journey that is unfolding here in podcasting space. I am so very happy to see all these little messages drop through, and some of you said that you already learned so much about yourself, and this means so much to me. So please keep that up, because it really has added like this extra little energy and drive behind me really wanting to do this. And I would do this anyway, but just that extra little bounce in my step is so amazing, and it has really highlighted for me as well, like I have been very much like this anonymous fan for many podcasters, that I listen to the podcast and I love some of them so much, and I keep coming back to them, but I never realized that I actually could leave a review. So I am going to do that as well very soon, because it just feels so lovely to kind of let people know that you are appreciating what they're doing, and seeing how much it actually does add this energy into your work. So yeah, thank you so much, everyone. Also, what I was thinking about, that I would like to keep this podcasting space somewhat like a real-time account of things as well, because my constant source of inspiration and things I speak about is my life, is my work with the beautiful wild woman I do, the circles I hold, the healing sessions I hold, and the goal is to kind of give this beautiful dance between the real-time events and also this timeless content, this timeless audio journey that you can always come back to, and doesn't matter what's the context that it's built on, its content is always relevant, and certain times of your life when you come back to it, you hear new bits of it, you'll pick out new pieces of wisdom for yourself, or it shows you something about your journey. That's what I aim to do with it. So it's a bit of a task, but I am completely up for it. A little backstory as well. I've been trying to record this 3rd episode now for a couple of times, because I've been really feeling like, yes, I want to get into it. I want to get it out there. I have this nudge, this energy that wants to speak through me. So I've been giving it a good go a couple of times, but it's been quite stormy here for past 24 hours. So, and I realized that the gentle rain on the background it sounds not so gentle in the mic, and the mic does pick it up. So it's my 3rd go actually, and why I'm sharing these little bits and pieces with you is because I think sometimes on the forefront of everything, when you just see like, oh, someone posted a podcast, amazing, good on you, but I think it's that's all we see very often. It's just like this amazing podcast someone is putting out that we enjoy, we extract so much wisdom from, but it seems so seamless. It feels so effortless, but actually it can be very challenging, and such a journey full of lessons and new skills and frustrations even, and imperfections on the background. And that's what my wild woman journey has definitely been, not only in a podcasting world, but I've been just reflecting recently how much actually it takes the courage to be so imperfect and so creative, and just it takes the sheer willingness to work things out sometimes. And when it comes to podcasting particularly, I did not expect this to look on the back end how it does. So it's been actually very cool to learn completely new skills that I didn't know I needed for being able to be a podcast host. Anyways, what is the little background or the context at the moment for today's episode? So I am just coming out of this beautiful long weekend, and this long weekend held a lot for me. I had beautiful catch-ups with some friends. I was definitely celebrating the podcast and answering a lot of messages. And yeah, it was a beautiful time of just like creating this energy and building this vortex around this new space that I'm creating here. And also it had a couple of healing sessions in it that were extremely potent, transformative for these beautiful women who came for these gorgeous long sessions. And also it had a women's circle in it. So once a month is the Noosa Women's Circle. And oh my gosh, the main source of inspiration is always my work and my own life lessons. And this time I was very reflective about the women's circle in particular, because the last circle this Sunday, I feel like it was personally for me very, very potent, powerful, and it made me think about again this willingness to be imperfect. And it sounds so cliche, but there's this one particular line of energy, this particular line of wisdom I want to bring today to you through this podcast, that what I have noticed is about myself, for example, is that I used to feel the pull to a lot of things in life. There are certain things I just felt like this is meant for me. And one of those things definitely was women's circle. So if it's a completely new idea to you, what is a women's circle? It's a gathering for women where we sit in circle. My circles have this witchy touch to it. We share, we have a cacao ceremony together, we do some drumming. There's definitely a meditation in it, and it's just a beautiful sacred space and a safe space for women to just kind of check in with themselves and connect with each other and to themselves as well. And women have, made a lot of friends there and just met this energy that speaks to their soul, and it helps them to kind of build this wild woman energy within themselves as well, and learn more about themselves and just really get to know themselves on this really deep level. And to me, the idea of women's circles always seemed this thing that it's meant for me. I'm meant to be involved in it somehow. And a few years ago, when it wasn't maybe as popular to have like circles and ceremonies together, I saw them popping up, just a few of them around me, and I saw their beautiful names they had. It all looked really mystical. It looked like women had a beautiful time. The spaces were like these beautiful domes and temples that ceremonies were held. And I always knew I'm meant to be somehow involved in them. But that moment didn't come where I would actually go and join one of those events. I would see these posts, that women invited, you're welcome to join us, or the details were up. But for some reason, it never crossed my mind these details were for me. I knew that feeling that I'm meant to do this somehow. But for some reason, it didn't feel like I can do it. And that's the difference between this inner knowing and the belief behind the things. And that has now been very interesting to reflect back on, since I've been holding circles over 3 years now. And there has been definitely this learning curve with it. And even the things that you always know in the depths of your soul that are meant for you, there's still this learning curve with these things. And not always they feel like it's always perfect. It doesn't feel always like you can do it straight away at that they flow instantly. There are many times throughout my journey when I was ready to let them go as well, because it just felt sometimes like, oh, I just can't get it right. There's something doesn't quite sit well. It has been a huge learning. It took me a few years to even get to the point to even hold a circle. And then it took me 3 years to now feel like this is extremely aligned. I feel the energy is so pure. But what I wanted to say is that maybe you can relate to this, that you feel something is meant for you. Whatever it is in your life that you feel this is meant for you, something maybe career-wise, maybe when it comes to your relationships, maybe something in your hobbies, creativity, projects, studying, whatever it is that you feel like it's meant for you, but at the same reason you just can't see it happening. You can't believe this could be you. You just can't see how it would come together for you, or it just doesn't feel like you actually belong there for some reason. Like you belong, but you don't. It's this interesting tension between feeling like, I know this is for me, but I just can't see, like the logic mind, and at the moment it just does not feel like it could come together. And I feel like I've felt this energy also with certain women who want to step into further into healing space beyond their own healing. Maybe they would like to explore becoming a coach or learning some modalities so they can help other people. I can see that because they can be so inspired by their own healing journey, or whatever is the thing that they want to pursue. Women have so many creative ideas, but very often they come into this standstill. And I have definitely been in this standstill for a very long time. And this line of wisdom I want to bring to you today is, there's this one thing I needed to start to cultivate in my life to be able to take myself out of this constant just holding the tension and feeling like it's meant for me, but not knowing how I could go about it, or even building enough belief behind me that I would take certain steps towards bringing certain things into my reality. The one thing I needed to start cultivating was the self-importance. Self-importance, feeling truly that I am the one. Even starting to just get myself familiar with the concept and with the idea that I am the most important person in my life. The context, the main character of a book, the main character of a movie or a musical. This is me. I am the one. And every other person in my life is a background character. They are amazing. They're the supporting actresses and actors. They are the supporting roles, but I am the main character, and I am the most important person in my life. And even this concept of this idea that I am meant to build this up for myself. Because otherwise it's just an idea, right? Yeah, of course, everyone is, the most important person in their life. Duh, of course. But no, truly to actually feel this and make moves from this energy that I am the most important person of my life. And no one else should ever be in this position in my life that they would hold more importance. They would hold the main character role, the leading person role of my life. Whether this importance invested into this other person who would try to or want to take this knowingly, unknowingly, this role of my life, whether I give them this power or they want to take it, it's not what anymore aligns with me, because I used to give this leading role to other people in my life so willingly. I remember one particular life that I was together with this person who was in a very poor space with his mental state, with his emotional health, and I remember fully giving permission to this other person you are the most important person at the moment for me in my life, because you are doing worse than me. And I feel like this is such a common way that we are kind of coded as women to sometimes sleepwalk through our life, that someone is more important for any reason, And yes, sometimes we can kind of support other people in their journey because they are really doing tougher, or they're going through a rough patch. Of course, we would love that support as well, but it is only support. Ultimately, it's up to us to hold our own importance. Ultimately, it's up to us to make our decisions. Ultimately, it's up to us to feel the importance of ourselves and start building the capacity to hold the beauty and also the responsibility that comes with that. Because one thing I see a lot is that womanhood kind of has this phase sometimes where we need to go through this good girl phase. We don't need to go through this, but unfortunately many of us do go through this phase of being the good girl. And it's this exhausting time where we are living our life trying to be the best supporting actress or even the main character for everyone else in their life who are around us, the people, our girlfriends, or maybe even our parents, our partners, our kids, or our work colleagues. We are constantly overextending ourselves for trying to be the best person in everyone's lives, the best thing that has happened in their book, the best thing that has done everything right in their context. And that's most likely is where we hear when women say, I'm such a people pleaser. And it's interesting actually that women are so willing to say that out loud with the awareness that they have these behaviors. First of all, I think we can stop saying that so we don't reaffirm it all the time to us and start actually looking for what are these emotional drives behind this, and what is blocking me from building the self-importance with myself. And maybe there is no big blockage there. Maybe it's been a bit of a blind spot for me that I haven't just quite built the awareness around this. I haven't seen that I'm still living maybe my life and making moves from this state of being the little girl of the family unit, where I'm kind of melting into the family, and I'm doing the things and I'm playing here and the grown-ups do their thing. But have I ever lifted myself out of this role as a little girl of the family? Have I actually lifted myself into the womanhood when now I am important enough in my life to make the moves in my life based on the wild woman I am today? We are sometimes completely asleep to this fact that I don't actually realize anymore how much I am constantly doing the things based on other people. There was this very clear realization that was just shocking to me when I started to see that women very often tend to be more in tune with other people's emotions, energy, and reactions than their own. And it's crazy. We are sometimes willing to push our own feelings aside in order to make sure that we are not triggering, inconveniencing someone else who is in our presence or who is close to us. So imagine that, how many times consciously, unconsciously, knowingly or unknowingly, we are adjusting our own energy because someone is near us. And that is part of that good girl vibe, because as children, we grow up kind of knowing that we are inconveniencing people around us with our emotions, with our outbursts, with our tantrums, with our reactions, sometimes with our excitements and with the joy and this sheer happiness we can hold, the playfulness we have. Grown-ups get tired of that really often, and if you're a mom, you can completely relate to this. Sometimes you don't have this energy to play day in and day out and imagine all the time and have fun and be excited for every little thing you see. But the thing is, none of these sides is right or wrong. Kids are not wrong for having this excitement. Grown-ups are not wrong for not wanting to be that excited all the time. But we need to find our way in this journey with our wild woman energy when we are finding our own truth, our own ways in our life, that we lift ourselves out of this good girl syndrome, that we are constantly just being blinded to our own truth, our own energy, our own emotions, our own thoughts, and we're willing to push it aside, suppress it, follow it, and not show our true reactions, not speak what is meant for us, not follow the ideas, the nudges, the creativity that is actually for us, that is keep calling us, that wants to speak through your soul, that wants to touch your soul, wants to take you somewhere in life, because we're scared that what if someone doesn't like it? There's fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of what if someone thinks this and that of me. Enough of that. Your wild woman is on her knees wanting most likely you to leave that good girl behind, wanting you to see and feel and experience her power, this creativity that can flow through you, all these ideas that are waiting to be brought to life through you, because only you can add your wild touch to these ideas. And for me, circles was definitely one of those things that I felt like this is for me, but I didn't have enough self-importance to actually feel that, why me, how me, like no. And even there was this time when I was really I was doing all to heal from my depression and lift myself out of this darkness where I was in. And I went to see every single healer I found in the near, 100K radius. I went to see a lot of incredible women who were each adding an important piece to my own journey, and I'm sure my story had some inspiration for them as well. And one of the ladies in particular, she was saying to me that just start doing cacao ceremonies. Her modality of healing was mainly massage, actually, but she also had certain psychic visions come through. She sometimes put tarot cards, and sometimes after massage sessions, we would sit down and have this brief conversation. I saw her only possibly, I think, 2 or 3 times, and in one of the last times she said, to the cacao ceremonies, she said, I can completely see this happening for you. And obviously my first reaction was like, no, what? No. Me? What? No. I just did not have this level of, like, I am the one to do this. This conviction, this belief behind me, this energy behind this little spark of excitement, and kind of like this inner knowing that, yes, this is meant for me, but nope, when am I ever going to be smart enough, wise enough, big enough, important enough to do this? Until one night, that was probably months later after I heard this lady say these words to me, but it was full moon night, and me and my husband were sitting in the backyard around a fire pit. We had both a gorgeous cup of cacao, and we took some papers. We wrote down some things we wanted to let go of, threw them in the fire. We sat there under this beautiful, I'm pretty sure it was a super moon, and at the same time eclipse as well, a few years ago. And then many people were doing that at the time, that they were watching the moon, and we also wrote down what we wanted to bring about in our life. And somewhere still I have these little pieces of paper left from that night, because I knew one day when I look back I'm going to be like, yes, that night was pivotal for me, but I decided it's going to be pivotal already at that night. And as we sat there, and it was such a beautiful feeling to just have this ritual, this ceremony, the two of us. And I said to my husband, I feel like there could be more people here. And that moment I realized, actually, yep, I am ready to hold a ceremony, a ritual just around the fire with no big expectations, to start simply. And I did exactly that. I invited about 10 women, I think. Most of them actually came, and the groundwork for the women's circles was laid at that time. And the circle was created just like that. But it took a long time for me to actually get there. And what I have found on this journey is that this importance, nobody cannot open your mind, open your heart, open your energy up and put this importance in you. You can be doing something for years, but if you are not awakening to your own, this leading role of your life, if you're scared to hold the responsibility that comes with the beauty of being the one of your life, if you still feeling like being humble and doing by all the rules and pleasing everyone around you is more important than you, then nobody, no testimonial, no review, no comment, no 5-star rating, no one else's words cannot be overriding how you feel about yourself, how you are feeling about your own energy, how you are feeling about your own level of importance, how much you are claiming your own role as the leading woman of your life. Nobody cannot put this into you if you are not willing to claim it. Only you can open that energy up in your body. And I have a couple of maybe pointers as well, how you can start building this, because it might be such a thing in your life that you feel like, oh my gosh, yes, I do feel this certain level of stuckness. When in doubt, reach out, we can talk about it. But how you can start building this self-importance up it's in the details. It's hidden in the plain sight. For some reason, already when I was really young, long time ago, when I was a teenager, I wrote down these words on the paper. Life consists of details. And I was very aware that our life is made out of these little moments, made out of seconds, moment by moment. We are writing our own book where we are the main character. We are writing our life into this sense of time, and we are leaving this story of us behind every single moment that is passing. And sometimes we get stuck in chasing the big things, chasing the big dream, these big things. Until then I'm feeling still humble, and I'm keep hustling and keep ignoring who I am, and we keep giving a power away, these big things that can happen. Then finally I'm important enough to listen to my inner guidance. Then I'm important enough to share my wisdom. Then I'm important enough to go for the promotion, study the things, whatever projects you are pushing aside for whatever reason that is holding you stuck. But the details are what make your life. The details are that make the story, the context. Everything surrounding you is making the story of you at the same time. So if you are able to start noticing the details and little by little start shifting the energy of the details, these details start giving you energy back, building you up, lifting you out of this stuckness, untangling certain things of your life. They start building the vortex of your wild woman energy. If you can bring some self-importance in these details, even when you're having the first sip of coffee in the morning, that you took actually a moment of presence to have this cup of coffee. And you let this cup of coffee touch your soul, and you're completely present for all the flavors of it. All the senses are activated in that moment because you are important enough to enjoy this cup of coffee with all senses activated. This is the wild woman energy in that moment that gets to inhabit your body, gets to build up within you, gets to show you the truth of you, gets to slow the time down, and that simple moment gets to be the most important moment when you are truly honoring who you are. These little moments, these details are presenting themselves to you throughout your whole day. You might sometimes feel like, oh my gosh, like everything seems so basic, feels not so magical, and everyone else living this aligned life where everything is just coming together effortlessly. Like, she started whatever she started. She went for the podcast, she went for the big thing, she went for the study, she moved countries, she did this, she did that. You see other women doing all these things, and somehow our life always in comparison tends to pale, tends to just look so dull and feel so lonely. It takes self-importance for you to feel that, actually see that your details, your life story is as potent. Nobody can put this importance into you. When you have a shower at night, you would have a shower every day anyway. Might as well make it the most beautiful, precious moment of your day. See, feel, notice the water washing away the day from your shoulders. Let it cleanse you. Not just quickly slap yourself around there for a moment and it's my shower done. No, feel it, sense it, let it touch your soul, let it connect you to the essence of you. Let this simple ritual become the most beautiful moment of your day, when you are so in touch with who you are. Feeling whatever this moment is, it feels like truth. Let it awaken you and connect you to you. The most simple self-care practice that can be the most boring part of your life. Even the busiest mom, busiest career woman has this moment in their day. You are going for that shower anyway. Make it the most beautiful few minutes of your day where you get to truly enjoy it. Let this be your moment of self-importance, that you are bringing this. I am the leading wild woman of my life. I am the most important character of my life. And whatever I'm feeling in this moment is that moment in a movie where the time stops. It goes slow-mo, and the sunlight and the beautiful music on the background is the most important moment of the movie, when everyone feels where it's just this connection happens and time stops and slows down around you, and all the energies align around you, and where the camera focuses on the woman's face, on her eye, when you can just feel the connection, you feel what she feels. Let the most simple things of your life be these moments, and let them then start to build your importance up. It's up to you to feel it. It's up to you to experience your life, and then let it show you the gold of you. Let it start to reveal the greatness of you, and let it start to be this by default you are in your wild woman energy, because you are practicing it in the details. You are noticing the details, and let it reveal to you what are these lines of creativity, these cool things about you. What is the natural, wild nature of you that always has been there, but you've been waiting for something to show you, someone to tell you, someone to give you the permission to be that wild woman. You have always been that already, but maybe now it's time to leave the good girl syndrome behind. People pleasing pleases no one, because the things you do, you think that pleases everyone else, they are from your assumption that should please everyone around them. No one maybe even asked you to please them. They want to be the main character of their life, and they would be uplifted by the fact that if you would claim your own self-importance. We get to all shine. We get to be all in our own power and be enriched by this energy if we and other people around us hold their own energy. And yes, sometimes it can come with some growing pains, but it does not mean it's impossible. Like sometimes women tell me, these sessions we do, all this work I do, this speaks to my soul. I feel my truth now. And then they go out into the wild world and they come back with, nope, this was crazy. I cannot speak my truth. This is not for me. It was so confronting to confront people and be in these confrontational moments. And then when you ask, was it really confrontational though? Was anyone actually confronting you? Or did you feel confronted by your own energy, confronted by your own truth, because it was your first time actually speaking it out and really truly feeling the power of it? Maybe the world is not out to get you or confront you. Maybe there's a chance that the world is actually slowing down and stopping at the moment when you are having your moment of self-importance. It is the most gorgeous part of your story when you finally take this deep breath of, here I am. Self-importance, ladies. What if you please yourself for a moment and you start pouring your energy into things that pour it back to you? And the last thing I want to leave you today here with is that once you start stepping out of this good girl thing that can hold you stuck in so many ways in life, like professionally, in relationships, in claiming whatever is meant for you, but you feel like maybe not yet, or whatever you believe needs to happen before you get to start taking steps towards claiming these things and bringing them actually into reality, whatever these things are. But very often, mainly, usually, it also blocks women from also creativity. So particularly past year, I have been very much paying attention. What are these ideas that visit me? What are these ideas that come to me? And so far, I've been letting them just like circle somewhere in the background, and I never actually had that level of self-importance that I would pick them up from the ether, from the field, from my mind, wherever these little nudges drop. I never thought I was important enough to be the person doing those things. Always feels like someone is better at drawing, someone is better at singing, someone is better at doing, I don't know, playing around with clay. Why I would do this? Like, for example, I had this dream of always being like a ceramic artist. I don't know if artist is the right word, but just I wanted to have my own pieces of stoneware. I wanted to create it so bad. Clay was my thing. And for already years ago, I signed up to this course and I started to really learn it and play with it. And I did some bits and pieces, but only a year ago, I brought to life this vision, timberboard, simple cups and a wonky teapot on it, imperfect, most gorgeous creation. Because it always felt to me that every shop I walk into, there's these cups for sale, perfect as ever. Why I need to create more cups into this world where every shop, everyone has cups. Everyone's making cups. But you know what? None of these cups had in common. None of these cups had was me. None of these cups had my energy. None of these cups were made by me. I needed to build enough self-importance until I was able to make my own cups, to have enough energy behind me to see, but these cups matter to me because I made them. And now these cups have become a huge source of inspiration for other women to make their own cups. Metaphorically speaking, what are your cups? What are your cups that you haven't been making? Because you see cups everywhere. But none of these cups have your special touch. None of these cups have been made by you. None of these cups have had your journey, your wisdom, your energy written, built into them. Maybe it's not about the cup. It's your truth that reveals itself as you are claiming your importance to be important enough in your own life to actually even go out and buy the things you need to make the cup. The journey teaches you always more than the end result. And what I learned, seeing my vision come to life, in that moment I became the woman who makes her dreams come true. In that moment I claimed that right to go after my dreams, and I realized I don't need to always sit in that standstill and be one of those people who keep saying, oh, my dream is to, win a lottery and sit on a lonely island somewhere and quit my job. By the way, these were never my dreams, but I see that happening a lot, that people think that these are their dreams. Your wild woman is not dreaming about doing nothing. Your wild woman is dreaming for your life. Your wild woman is dreaming about you finally standing up for this energy, this wisdom, this life that wants to live itself through you. Your wild woman is dreaming about your creativity. Your wild woman is dreaming about life with purpose, with bounce in the step, with this unapologetic way of life. That's what your wild woman is dreaming about. Literally or metaphorically speaking, what are your cups that you can bring to life? Why wait? Start building this energy up with details of your life. You are the main leading lady of your life. Act like one. I thank you for tuning into this episode today. If it feels right, share it on your socials. Let's connect on the socials. I want to hear your journey. I want to hear what is that touched your soul today about this episode. If it feels right, please follow wherever you are tuning in, whichever is your platform where you listen to this podcast. Hit the 5-star review. I would be eternally grateful. And again, thank you. Let your wild woman shine. It's about you, and now. Not at some point later in life, now. The details are now. The time is now. The energy, the opportunity presents itself to you now. Much love to you all. Enjoy the rewilding of your soul, my dear wild woman.